Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lost Mine Pokemon Trading Card Game Podcast. I am here with my amazing co-host, Landon. How's it going?
Oh, fantastic. We have re-entered the country of Canada as of 3 a.m. this morning after our lovely time in San Antonio this weekend. How are you feeling after those travels, Lucas? I know it was quite a long day yesterday.
Yeah, it was kind of a lot. Not a lot, but it was very, very long.
Yeah, a couple long layovers. We had to wait at the airport for like 6.5 hours because our ride... Shout out to Brandon. Thank you for the ride to the airport. But
yeah, thank you.
He had to drive back to Louisiana from Texas, and we had to wait at the airport for like 6.5 hours. But that's okay. Worst has happened. We didn't have to pay for an Uber. We ate some grapes at the airport. That was fire.
That was sick, yeah.
Me, Ian, and Lucas.
Shout out to Ian.
Yeah, shout out Ian. We just mucked some grapes outside of the TSA because you can't take them through. So we ate like an entire 2 pounds of grapes.
Okay, because the night before, me and Brandon went down to DEB, which is a grocery store.
Yeah.
And we got ingredients to make buttered chicken.
We did. Yeah.
By the way, shout out to my first time handling raw chicken. That was pretty cool.
In the Texas hotel room.
In the Texas hotel room, I handled raw chicken for the first time.
Yeah.
And then I also bought a bag of grapes while I was there because I was like, okay, we'll probably eat it because I didn't know. It was 1 a.m. by the time I got back.
Yeah, we did eat 2 a.m. butter chicken, and then we went to McDonald's after.
For not me, but for our Brandon's significant other, yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Yeah, we bought the bag of grapes. No one ate any grapes. I think we probably ate 4 grapes before we left for the hotel.
We did eat the whole bag at the airport.
And then at the airport, me, Landon, and Ian just mucked grapes while talking about how good Goldango is. In VGC.
Oh, yeah, in VGC. I thought we were going to say TCG, and I was like, that did not happen.
In VGC. No, yeah. They were talking about VGC so much. Landon was so into VGC over the weekend.
I just like talking about it. I thought about playing a VGC regional a while ago, because I did play, but then every new regulation, you have to farm the Terra Shards and EV train your Pokemon and keep updated. Yeah, it's just a lot of work. I mean, we test a lot for TCG, but that's something tangible in my hands, so it feels a little better. But anyways, I think we both have some pretty good results to talk about in San Antonio this weekend. How did you do in San Antonio? And I think quick transition here. We're just going to pop up we played the same 60. We're going to pop the list up. Boom. Smooth transition. How'd you do, Lucas, in San Antonio?
I came second.
Yeah, you did.
Out of how many people? I actually don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of seniors, though, there.
There was probably 160 or 150, high 150s. I don't know. There was a lot of seniors. I came second place. I played Urshifu. Me and Landon same 60 this event.
Yeah,
so
broken deck.
Shout out to the Lost Mine podcast for us saying that we were playing Urshifu. And no, I didn't say it, but he said he was playing Urshifu.
I did. Last week I said I am 100% playing Urshifu.
And I did it.
I followed through.
Yeah.
We're not meta manipulating around these parts.
And I gave 5 decks I was going to play because I didn't have any idea what I was playing.
Yeah, but we convinced him.
Yeah, Urshifu, very, very strong deck. Deck is consistent enough when you don't consistently throw. That's what I realized I was doing. When I said I wasn't consistent enough, it's because I wasn't playing well.
Yeah, last week, me and Lucas were testing a couple days before the regional, and he was like, why am I losing so much with this deck? And then I watched him playing, and I was like, yeesh.
Yeah.
we figured it out. He did good in the regional, lost in finals, but what can you do? A first and a second and back-to-back is pretty strong finishes.
We'll talk about it in depth because we got our matchups coming up here.
Yeah.
But we're not going to... I want to talk about this list. This list is very sick. 2 Earthen Vessel is one of the things we were talking about on the plane ride here. On the plane ride back, we were okay, because we're thinking about this deck for Portland.
Totally.
Portland, it's probably going to end up being what we play. We're also thinking of Tina, but yeah. The reason I say we is because I've just decided that I'm just going to same 60 with Landon.
Yeah, conveniently, since he started playing same 60s as me, he won a regional and got second, so...
Yeah, I mean, it works out,
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, this list is pretty standard. I think the only things that are kind of a little interesting, we played the better Remoraid, the 70 HP. I will stand by this. This card is so much better than the 60 HP Remoraid.
I agree.
It won me mirror matches. It won me a game against Miraidon where they couldn't Battle Claw to kill my Remoraid going second. And then I was able to develop the Octillery and attack the next turn. And it also helps against Sableye, against Valiant decks. Yeah. It's and the amount of times I wanted to retreat off the Tower of Waters with my Remoraid, it just was non-existent. And if I really needed to move it, I could just attach a Water Retreat.
And you could also just evolve into the Octillery.
Yeah, and then it can just retreat off the tower anyways. And then the only other thing I would think that's a little different is one TM Devo. This was my decision. Behind our heads, it's 2 Earthen Vessel, 2 Nest Ball. I saw a lot of people playing 2 TM Devo and 1 Nest Ball. But this deck is already one of the lesser consistent decks, and I'll tell you, throughout my 15 rounds, I didn't say it. I bubbled top 8. I got 9th. at 11-2-2, which is kind of brutal, but that's okay.
Insane.
I played 2 Nest Ball, and the amount of times I had like VIP plus Nest Ball or just a Nest Ball to set up, and if that was a TM Devo, the amount of rounds I would have lost was probably more than 1 because my deck would have bricked. But
one TM Devo was fine.
Yeah, it was totally fine. You only need to use it once into the matchups where it matters. Like I did it against Gardevoir once, and I played against triple Charizards. I beat all the Charizards I played, and then I tied the one because we didn't have time to finish.
And Zard still plays around double Devo.
Yeah, and they're still going to play around. Lucas is right, playing the double TM as long as they don't know you're 60, which they didn't, so they were playing around it. And the only issue is, like, I did have one game against Charizard where, like, I top-decked it when I wanted to play Research, but that's, like, such a minuscule thing that's going to happen that I'd rather just have a more consistent deck. But, yeah, like, Rapid Strike was a great call for the weekend. Your only real bad matchups are Snorlax and maybe Roaring Moon. I lost to a Snorlax. I was able to beat a Roaring Moon. I don't think you played either of those matchups, Lucas. But,
yeah, I didn't. My matchup starter's kind of sick. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so maybe we can go into that next. We're just going to kind of talk about our tournament runs. Unless you have anything else to say about the list. There's really not that much special about it other than those kind of couple inclusions we changed.
The one TM Devo felt like absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You guys should try it.
Because it's dead into so many other matchups that it being a second Nest Ball was basically just better like 95% of the time. And it only came up in like one game where I wished I played 2 TM Devo versus the amount of times I actually set up.
Yeah.
And was able to beat other matchups because my deck actually functioned.
So I want to talk about changes real quick.
Sure.
So right now, a couple things that we talked about on the way back to the back here was playing 2 Turo and a Psychic Energy.
No Psychic. That was a joke. That's a joke. I'm going to try it. But the theory behind the Psychic is like your only real bad matchup is Snorlax. And if you played a Psychic Energy, you can attack with Mind Ruler on Radiant Alakazam. And
it one-shots everything. It shreds Snorlax.
You will beat Snorlax if you're playing that, for sure.
Not really. They can just grab Squawk. That's the one bad thing, though.
Yeah, but if you just, like, play around the things, don't discard it. You have a Turo, you have an Escape Rope, so you can do the thing. You have 2 Iono. I also wanted to talk about flip-flopping to 3 Iono 2 Research, because I found a lot of the time against, like, Giratina and Lost Zone decks that I was really wanting to play an Iono, like, early, when they had, like, the 10-card hand or 11-card hand after their first turn. But then only having 1 Iono to, like, put them down to, like, a 3-2 or 1-card hand late game was pretty tough. Like, you had to really hold it.
Yeah.
Or, like, hold the Seal Stone for it.
That was also something that I found.
But, like, a lot of matchups, you're staying at high prize card counts and trying to take a lot of prize cards in one turn. Like, the Tina matchup, I was just trying to take, like, 4 or 5 prize cards in one turn and then have checkmate on board. And in that scenario, Iono Shuffle Draw 6 is pretty close to Research Discard Draw 7. And a lot of the time, it was nice to, like, not discard an Energy Retrieval out of your hand or a Clara or whatever, like, a valuable resource. And, like, just having the extra hand disruption would have been sick. I think that's a count that I'm probably going to change moving forward as 3 Iono to Research.
Yeah.
And then honestly, you were saying with the Earthen Vessel too.
Earthen Vessel, very strong card, but I don't think that Earthen Vessel is very strong. We were talking about cutting one for 6 water, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not super sold on that either.
Me neither.
I just like having an extra actual physical water energy would be kind of cool, because I found that, like, if I prized an amount of energy, it was kind of tough to, like, stream Gunners, and then, like, if you ever had to research a retrieval, it feels bad. Like, Clara is obviously very good for it, but having to play it as your supporter for turn can really, like, slow your turn down, except when you're, like, yoga looping and can double supporter, which is kind of nice. But I'd like to try those changes, like playing 6 water, 1 vessel. I really think that, more to think about it, the 3 Iono to Research is probably correct moving forward. I would really like that change. I would think it would, like, make your Lost Zone matchups, your Guardian matchups, like, a lot of matchups just so much better. Because when I was able to, like, Iono people to 1 and, like, rapid flow their board away, they just had nothing. Like, they don't do anything to you. Especially if you, like, can do, like, the Yoga Loop turn where you go, like, Melanie, rapid flow after your Iono'd on your Yoga Loop turn was really good. Or, like, and vice versa. You can do it either way. Like, you can Melanie the Yoga Loop turn, and then your extra turn you can play the Iono or whatever. But
very strong, yeah.
Iono plus board wipe is pretty
very
strong.
Good, yeah.
Pretty strong, obviously. Kind of similar
good.
to, like, Lost Mine in Giratina or whatever, with the Rock Sand Path kind of combos. But, yeah, this deck is great. I totally would consider playing this for Portland again. Any matches where I was drawing functional hands, except for the Snorlax matchup, I didn't feel like I could lose, really. And that's kind of just how Rapid Strike works.
Yeah.
If you're drawing well, playing 2 Nest Ball is sick.
Very true.
You'll probably
2
win.
Nest Ball's so sick. Oh my gosh. Extra consistency in this deck's amazing. Like, I remember when I was going to EUIC and I was playing Urshi, and people were, like, playing 1 VIP for Irida or some stuff. It was, like, crazy. Like, there was, like, 1 VIP list, 3 VIP lists. Like, hardly anyone was playing 4 VIP. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to run 4 VIP into Urshifu and we're going to be fine. I ended up being the only 5-1-2 to bubble top 16. And
Rip Aronies, man.
Yeah, true. But it was sick. It's the more consistency in this deck, the better.
Yeah.
Because this deck is just so inherently powerful that once you set up your combo, you kind of just are like, winning the game.
There's a lot of matchups where if you just draw what you need to draw, you can't lose because your deck is, like Lucas said, so inherently powerful. But I think we can move into your matchups. Cause,
we can.
We got that on the next. Oh, I gotta go over here, and then there we go.
Sick. So this doesn't look fancy, but
mine looks better. I did the PokeStats live, so Lucas took the L here.
I did take the L. Sorry, I wasn't born earlier. So round 1, I hit Kieran Palkia. I don't know how I won this matchup, but pretty
Is
much
that really a matchup though?
Pretty much, Kieran Palkia, they just used Glaciated World like once during the entire round.
Yeah, their deck probably just didn't function.
Yeah, game 1, they just ran out of resources. Like, they did the Melanie KO, they did like some Palkia KO thing, and they had used Star Portal, so I just went like Iono to 3 attack, and they went pass.
Iono's really good.
Iono's really good, yeah.
Especially when you're disrupting with this deck.
Yeah, so
it's really good in this deck.
That was kind of the matchup. Shout out to this dude, though. Very chill dude. Played Expedition's Uniform, the one where you look at the bottom 3 cards of your deck and you put them to the top. Played, like,
That's
Switching
hilarious.
Cups and Energy Switch. Bro,
Absolute menace.
He cooked, man. Round 2, I hit a Urshi. Oh my gosh, their name started with a B. Dude's super chill. He does have a lot of energy, but tis okay. He's really good, though. My Urshi opponent, very, very good player. I think he was 501, he was 501 with me after we tied, and then we both went 4-0. So Urshi was sick. This mirror matchup, I hit 3 Urshis throughout this tournament.
That's kind of wild. 7 HP rem rate though.
70 HP rem rate did kind of not much, but I did have a situation where I could have yoga looped to 60 HP rem rate if I hit everything. So it's fine. I actually with the Urshi matchup, I somehow was just winning game in situations that I didn't think I was gonna win, because you would go Turo something, or you would just do 150, retreat 140, retreat 140, or whatever. You would set up 2 Urshis, and you would do 150, 150, 140, or whatever.
Because there's no boss or anything, so if you can just move things around and then play the Turo at a certain point, it can work quite well.
The whole matchup's surrounded about doing 150 and then going Inteleon Ping, Rapid Flow for 5 prizes or 4 prizes.
I mean, it's mirror.
Mirror's kind of sick. You kind of you try to remove Octillery. It's something I found. You would just remove Octillery, and they would be okay, I lose now. I don't have fish. So
yeah, I'll talk about my experience in the matchup once we get to my matchups. But continue. You got Tina next here.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really with the Urshi thing. I don't really know the best way to describe it, because that was actually the first time I played Urshi Mirror was throughout this tournament. So yep. Round 3, I hit a Tina. Probably didn't play the matchup correctly, but I was just able to rapid flow their stuff, and they ran out of steam. They miss. I don't really think they even missed much. I went Iono. I would attack.
Yeah, I played against a lot of Tinas. This matchup is not hard.
Matchup's okay, but if they play correctly, it can be close to 50-50. But if they play incorrectly, it's just favored, for sure. By incorrectly, I mean benching all of your regular Comfeys and stuff like that. You kind of just have to go one Comfey, Chorus, Abyss Seeking.
Yeah, I haven't tested the matchup to say exactly what to do.
Me neither, but that would be what you would think. Matchup was fine. Kind of went pretty smoothly. Round 4, I hit a Miraidon. Game 1, I was so behind, but I just went attack with Urshifu, rapid flow, and then I won. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, I find it very difficult for them to respond if you just go rapid flow, kill your active and the Flaffy, because they're not hitting Raichu without Flaffy in play usually.
Yeah, and you can also just set up 2 Urshifus and they just kind of collapse.
Yeah, if you don't prize any Urshifu pieces, the matchup's pretty free. Yeah,
if you set up, that's true.
It's not a very fancy matchup. You have a fighting attacker.
Not
everything in their deck is weak to fighting. So, you hit another Urshi.
I had another Urshi round 5. So this was Martin. I hit Martin Erlandson, Neo Erlandson's brother. Cool dude. I thought I was losing one game because he turtled a 2-turn hit in Teleon, and then I still won that game somehow.
Nice.
I don't really even know how to. It's so weird. The matchup feels so weird because you're I'm so behind. How am I winning this game? And then 2 turns later, you're like, what? How did I win this game? What?
Yeah, that's what Rapid Flow does. Rapid Flow is a really good attack. It's been really good for a long time.
Rapid Flow is probably one of the better attacks they've printed.
Yeah, it's so sick.
Round 6, I hit a Sablezard Moon. I won this game because they would go Frenzied Gouging, and I would go Metacham, Yogaloop.
Yeah, you can just ping with Alakazam, and then, yeah.
My opponent did forget that Jirachi doesn't do things to the active. So that might have changed something.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
It's okay. But that was a local of Seattle. Dude's really cool. The whole family's really cool. Sablezard's just a really good matchup for Urshi. It's like really, really strong.
Yeah.
Moon makes it slightly worse because they can go Calamity Storm and stuff like that. But
yeah, but if they're not playing Moon, there's not even a matchup there. I played against one too, and it was just like, thanks.
Yeah. So, round 7, I hit probably the coolest deck of the seniors meta. It was a DTE Mew with 2 Fusion Energies and an Elisa.
Just to counter Spiritomb?
Just to counter, like, Tomb.
Yeah.
Just to do 70 things on the first turn with Psychic Leap. He said he was donking stuff throughout the tournament.
That's pretty funny, actually.
My opponent was really liking their changes to the list that they made. The list was still super consistent. Still playing 4 DTE. Still playing all the consistency cards. 2 boss, 1 pal pad, stuff like that. I don't even know what they cut. I'm gonna be completely honest. They didn't really play grabber. They didn't play grabber.
Oh, maybe that's
like they didn't play grabber. They didn't play hammer. Their tech was 2 fusion.
Yeah, they were teching for other things. That makes sense.
So yeah, I double lost this matchup. They just kind of like functioned as a deck under Tomb. I tried to just go Tomb Prey, and then game 2 I prized Tomb.
Yeah, that's
so
tough.
The two, like one of the few times I prized Tomb were both of the times I hit this deck, because I also hit this deck in top 4. I prized Tomb twice into this deck. It was so
The
sad.
only times you hit me is you prize it, yeah.
Yeah, so
another Urshi Mirror too?
Round 8, I hit my 3rd Urshi Mirror. Game 1, they just heavy dead drew. Like, heavy dead drew. Game 2, they just had a brain fart going first and forgot to play VIP from their hands.
What? On Winnenden?
Yeah.
Rip that guy.
They were just super tired.
That's fair, honestly.
Probably.
It's a long day, but that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt
like,
for sure.
Literally, he goes, pass, and he's like, oh my god, I had VIP in my hand.
That's sad.
And I was just like awkwardly playing my turn.
Yeah, sorry, you passed.
Sorry, you passed.
Yeah, that's not a mistake you'll make again.
Top 8, I hit Zard with 1 jammer.
Yeah, Lucas in the top 8 was like so convinced the guy was playing double jammer, but
I didn't realize like he was playing 1 jammer until like fully until game 3.
Yeah, the 1 jammer doesn't really do anything. It's just the 2 that because you have rope for the 1 jammer.
So what I did was they went like game 1, they went attack and like whatever. I just TM Devo'd preemptively. I like TM Devo'd their Zard and their Pidgeot so that they couldn't get 2 Zards or a Zard Pidgeot. Because I didn't even have information they were playing Charmeleon. They weren't playing Charmeleon in the end, but I should have assumed that.
Yeah, every Zard plays Charmeleon.
But what I did was I did that, and they ended up just going 2 Zard, and they didn't put out another Pidgeot, so there was just a Pidgey on their board, and that ended up winning me the game. I had an insane game, turn 1, where I, like, double gunned everything, barely took any prizes, was way behind, pulled, like, a 4 prize turn or whatever.
The heroics, yeah. This deck can do some heroics for sure.
Game 2, I threw the game. I was playing, I was doing fine, and then I was, on the last turn, I went like, Yoga Loop something, I had 2 prizes remaining, and then I went, KO Mew, I had 1 prize, I was like, wait, I just get O-code, and I scooped the game. I just forgot that the Zard could O-code me.
Yeah, that does do the thing.
And then game 2 was, I realized they played 1 jammer, it didn't really end up mattering though. I don't even really fully remember what happened game 2.
You took the W. Game 3.
Game 3, I took the W. Yeah. I don't fully remember what happened that game, but whatever.
You hit the same Mew again in top 4.
Top 4, I hit the same dude playing Mew. A win-loss-win. So they bricked game 1, and I somehow won without Tomb in play. Because I prized Tomb. And then I somehow won that game because they just had a slow start, and I went like 140, and then I just tanked a bunch of hits, and I ended up winning the game. Game 2, I lost because their deck functioned.
Mm-hmm.
And even with Tomb down, the deck functioned. I lost. Game 3, their hand was absurdly terrible. It was so bad. They went like, draw, attach to Mew, cram tails, bench next deck, pass. I went, okay, set up my board, pass. He goes, draw. I think he benched Mew, pass. And then I went attack. He went evolve into Mew VMAX, pass. Or like retreat into Mew V or whatever. I think he left the Mew VMAX in for a turn. Pass. Eventually got an attack. It was crazy. No, he didn't get an attack. I don't think he attacked like a single time that game.
I don't know.
Or
You
he might
won.
have attacked
Who cares?
one.
You beat.
And then I went Yoga Loop for 3 prizes, KO the active Mew, and I took a 6 prize turn.
Broken.
But game 1, I remember they didn't attack for like a long time.
Yeah.
They were just whipping DTs.
Rip.
And then finals, it still haunts me. So it was okay. I hit a guy named Nathan Oscar Katz. Amazing dude. He has a Twitter. You should try to find him. He's pretty cool. Game 1, I went draw attached to Remoraid pass. They draw attached to Remoraid attack. They donked me. And then game 2, they flashed that they had Roxanne in their hand to me, and I owned it to the bottom. And then he shuffled his deck with Town Store, and then he drew 2, and he hit the Roxanne, and I proceeded to hit no switch outs, which was sad. But it's okay. I'm still very happy with this finish. This deck was very good. I will say the Turbo Lost Box played no Moon, no Ogre, so...
They did have charms, though, so it would have been like if you...
They played double charms. The matchup's still close.
Yeah.
And they played Gus, so they can go like arm press and Teleon VMAX, but...
Yeah.
It's fine. This tournament run was absurd. It was a blast all the way through. This deck is so sick. Most of my opponents were really... I don't think I had a salty opponent. All my opponents were really nice.
That's odd for seniors. And when I was in seniors, it was not that way.
Yeah, all my opponents were just pretty chill.
I'm glad.
We haven't reached the like Giga Chad Masters phase where they're just there to have fun and like stuff like that. Seniors are like, they're there to have fun. The top tables are like pretty chill. Bottom tables are like absurd. Bottom tables are like insane. No one's focusing. Middle tables is like people are mad that they're not at top tables and they're focusing. And then top tables is we pick good decks. Like we meta calls are there. Good a lot of the top players are there. And then we're all just chilling. We're all playing. And then we'll also like no one's really mean at top tables.
That's good.
No one's like, if someone is mean, then that's just a surprise.
Cringe.
It's gotten better over seniors. It's gotten better.
Well,
sure.
Lucas, congrats on your 2nd place, man.
Thank you.
That's sick.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I guess we'll
Thank you
go
for
to mine.
literally the exact 60 cards.
So this is my tournament run. Like I said, I got 9th place. Still very happy with the finish, considering I started 6-2-1 and then just went 5-0-1 in day 2. Yeah, this deck was great. My only real losses here, I lost to Snorlax, which is like unwinnable. The matchup's terrible. As soon as he established, game 1, I tried to like play it out, kind of scope his deck out, see what's happening, and then game 2, as soon as he played VIP pass, I conceded and went and laid on the floor.
You actually laid
I did. I laid on the floor. There's like benches outside in the hallway. And it's funny. I was like laying and using my backpack as a pillow, just like watching the stream on my phone. And the security guard came up to me and said, "You cannot lay down." So he just made me sit up in the same spot. And it's not like there was anyone there. Yeah, I guess if you're at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, do not lay down or else security will maul you.
It might have just been because they're trying to stop homeless people, which is a whole different conversation.
Yeah, that doesn't need to be on the Lost Mine podcast. But anyways, I thought it was funny. I got told not to lay down. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I hit quite a bit of matchups. Like round 1, I hit it was like Lost Box with Roaring Moon and Iron Hands. I 2-0'd this guy. I just did the Yoga Loop thing, did the double gunners, wasn't too much of an issue. Round 2, I played against a Roaring Moon. I was just kind of able to rapid flow a bunch of times and set up all those Roaring Moons so they couldn't hit me without killing themselves. And that matchup, I thought was going to be one of my worst ones, but like, I guess, I mean, he didn't turn on attack the first game, and then, yeah, I just went rapid flow, and then he just really couldn't kill anything because he would just lose if he attacked. Then I played against Xavier. I played against him in day 2 as well. This guy's a homie. Shout out to Xavier if you're watching. Good luck with your tech camp thing with your students. That's super cool. He's missing the next regionals to teach tech camp at his university he works at.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah,
What?
Dude was chills. Absolute blast to play against. We had a great time the whole way. Round 4, I played against Maridon. This matchup's pretty self-explanatory. You just attack with fighting dudes. Then I hit 2 losses in a row, started 4-0 after lunch break. I was feeling a little low. I was like, no way, I just blew the floor start. But we ran it back. I lost to this Tina. This is This matchup was unfortunate. This guy, this is a funny story. Tyler was really nice as well. I beat him game 1 because the Tina matchup's really not that hard if you just draw functionally and are able to like set up the Tina V-stars. You're able to spread. You're able to do the yoga loop stuff. I did figure out throughout the tournament though that I just didn't need to take prize cards until like the last turn of the game. In my second time against Xavier, both games I just took 5 prize cards and then had checkmate on board instead of like letting myself kill comb phase and stuff early and like playing into counter catcher and Roxanne and stuff. That's just not necessary. So if you're playing against Tina matchup with Rapid Strike, don't take prize cards until like the last turn because you don't need to. But anyways, game 1 I beat him. Game 2
against Tyler.
Yeah, against Tyler. Game 2, I was a little bit behind. I owned him to 1, had Rapid Flow on board. He goes draw, Mirage Gate, boss, Metacham for game because he was at 2 prize or 1 prize, and he couldn't kill the active because he'd already Requiem'd, which was kind of unfortunate, but it was funny. And I just started laughing. I was like, no way! And then game 2, I open. I'm like, bruh. I just go pass, and he hits turn 2, 280. And it was really funny because he actually asked me, why aren't you salty? I was like, because it just doesn't matter, man. Like, it's just part of the game, whatever. And then it was funny. He was like, you know what? I could learn something from you. It was a W. I'm on like my 4th regional in a row having like 5+ people say I'm their favorite opponent. So if anyone wants to play against me, it's usually pretty fun. But I could understand why you think I'm annoying because I talk a lot. But yeah, the point of this is if you're not playing at Snorlax and you draw functional hands, this deck doesn't really lose at all. So
do you want to go through round 7?
Yeah, I'll keep going. That was like the only round I really want to talk about.
That's fair.
Beat Charizard. The matchup's pretty self-explanatory. I tied against Athena here. We just didn't really have enough time to finish.
Should we talk about the matchup? It's just very quick.
Yeah, you just set up things. If they play double jammer, I hit my last round was double jammer. I mean, he kind of had he prized Charmeleon game 1, prized Turo game 2, but I was kind of able to just set up the active, even though he had Jirachi double jammer to get yoga looped. Like I put the active Zard to 310 and then just yoga looped it, got rid of the jammer, roped, devoed. So it wasn't really that much of an issue. But, and then, yeah, played against another Tina round 9. Matchups just once you're rocking and rolling, like, there's not really much they can do. Round 10, played a Rapid Strike Mirror. They drew a little worse than me, but they just weren't really able to bench Remoraid's because I was set up enough to double gun them, and I was able to bench Remoraid's because mine had 70 hit points.
They also benched, like, a Squawk. They also used
it was interesting. He had, like, a supporter. I think it was, like, Karina and a bunch of cards to burn, but he was going first and played Squawk, and he already had, like, an Intel V and a Rapid, like a Urshi V in play. So I kind of thought that was interesting because then I just was able to Rapid Flow the Squawk later in the game. But I didn't know what his hand was really thinking. But played against a Gardevoir. That matchup was not too hard. I just did the thing. I devoted him game 1. And then I think he beat me game 2 because something happened. And then game 3 he like bricked or whatever. But the matchup's pretty good if you're drawing functional. Beat the Tina again that I played game 1. Shout out Xavier again. Played against Miraidon. Fighting attackers. I tied Caleb with Zard.
You didn't even talk about Cody.
What?
You
Cody?
forgot about Cody Hope.
Cody was chill. He was a homie. Actually, I started Spirit Team Pass game 1, and I was like, I literally was like cheering him on. I'm like, donk me, donk me, donk me. And he was like, why are you so happy about getting donked? But I was just like, I don't know.
Did he end up donking?
No, he whiffed the donk, so it was kind of funny. So I 2-0'd him because I like had a supporter in hand. I just went first and didn't have any ways to get Pokemon. But then I top deck like an Ultra Ball and then had a Reachers in hand or whatever.
I gotta start doing that, man. I gotta just start like cheering.
It was so funny. He was like, why are you so happy about this? And I'm like, because it'd be funny if you donked me. So, and then, yeah, tied against Caleb was kind of unfortunate. Like, I didn't double gunner until, like, turn 4 or 5, game 1. He beat me. And then game 2, I beat him. And then we were going into game 3 as time got called. So we just tied. And then last round, I already kind of talked about, it was double jammer Charizard. Set up the active for Yoga Loop. Played the rope around the second jammer. And then was able to evolve the board, take all the prize cards. So, yeah, 9th place, bubble the top 8. 501 day 2 is kind of sad to bubble, but that's okay. Someone had to do it. I would have been happy if I got 8th, and the person that got 8th got 2nd, so good for them.
True.
But yeah, that's my tournament run. Yeah, I very much would consider this deck again for Portland. I don't think really anything changes in the meta except for Snorlax is a bit more popular than I figured, but maybe consider teching for it. I'll test the matchup. I'll see if Psychic Energy is real if it comes up in any other matchup, but I really doubt it, and I probably can't justify playing Psychic Energy in this deck.
Do you think second Turo might be good? Because we also wanted to play Turo.
The problem with Turo is you don't actually lose to Snorlax. It's the Mimikyu. Like, you actually have no out to Mimikyu once they charm it or luxurious cape it, because you literally can only attack with Waterfall. And if you attach a Rapid Strike energy, they can just Gigakomo it. So you have to go water, water, water your Octillery, and then 3-shot or 4-shot if it has a cape. I mean, you have Double Gunner, Alakazam,
That's why we were
Pings,
talking
but
about Lost Vacuum. I think Lost Vacuum could be kind of cool.
yeah, I also thought like Lost Vacuum, but I don't think you should be teching. Again, it's the same thing about why we played one Team Devo for a Nest Ball. Like, what are you going to cut for like all these techs? Consistency cards, then it's not worth teching for a matchup if you're going to be worse into everything else. So,
True.
yeah, that's that. We did pretty well this weekend, same 60. Hopefully we can, myself, run back the W in Portland. I don't know about Lucas. I think he could just get the W without a run back. You've won a Portland Regionals before, haven't you?
Yes, I was a junior.
Yeah, so Lucas, we both have a win in regionals in Portland. So
I'm still the Lost Mine Pod. We're waiting for
yeah, we're waiting for the double win the same weekend. That would be so hype. We got another season after this to do it, so I think it'll happen before. That's a good goal. Before Lucas ages into Masters, we got to win the same regional. But yeah, I think we do have the sequencing segment back this week. You ready for that, Lucas?
I don't know. I mean, the goal again is to win the same regional, and I think that's actually not.
We got pretty close.
That's not unfeasible.
No, not at all. We were close this weekend. Like, you got second. I bubble top 8. I had a top 8 record. So we were close.
Yeah. If you would have made top 8, I would have won the tournament.
Yeah. I probably would have lost in top 8 because I would have hit Snorlax.
I'm joking.
But I would have still taken the extra grand in a box. But whatever. And a playmat.
I think the only way we're gonna win the same tournament is by what did I do? Wait. Click the X here.
Lucas, this is why I have the keyboard. You just press buttons.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, stop pressing things. Okay, so yeah, sequence segment is up next. We'll start up at the top here.
I think the only way we win the same tournament is by making a sick meta call like Urshi again.
Yeah, no, this was a great meta call for the weekend, but this sequencing segment, moving forward, we started testing against each other instead of just on ladder. So these are from our testing games. We're going first against Tina V-Star, and this is not just a turn. This is like the whole game. This was a pretty short game because Lucas didn't draw a lot with the Tina, but it'll just kind of show you how I like to set up my board, ideally turn 1, especially into this matchup, because this matchup's kind of a little bit trickier. Even though it is favored, you got to do some funky things sometimes. But with this hand, I mean, I played VIP. I got Remoraid Intel. I Ultra Ball, discard the Water Energy and the Urshifu VMAX for Urshifu. I thought about holding the Ultra Ball to like maybe attach to the Urshifu, but I do just value setting up my board, thinning the deck, that kind of thing. So
wait, wait, the hand was
I guess, yeah, sorry, I always forget to. Lucas is better at this than me than saying it for the audio listeners.
Yeah, hand is Urshifu VMAX, Professor's Research, 2 Ultra Ball, Energy Retrieval, Battle VIP Pass, and a Water Energy.
And we started Intel V.
And they started as Intel V. So we grabbed the Intel V, the Remoraid, and the Urshifu after playing VIP and Ultra Ball, and the Ultra Ball is discarding Urshifu VMAX and a Water Energy.
Yeah.
Our remaining hand is Ultra Ball, Professor's Research, and Energy Retrieval, and we pass here.
Yeah.
So on this turn, I think I went Colress, Comfey, Abyss Seeking into 5 cards in Lost Zone.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm saying I was playing Tina and I was under the Banshee Man account, it's because Landen gave me his phone so that I could just sleep on the couch and play. Not sleep on the couch.
I wonder who was wondering, but
not sleep on the couch. My bad.
He was sleeping while we were getting the segment.
I was sleep playing. No, not sleep playing. I am very tired though. Not sleep playing, but I was like, he wanted to take screenshots, so I just like laid on.
This is irrelevant. Does
I
not
just
matter.
laid on the couch and played.
Anyways,
just cut that part out. It's fine.
No, we're not cutting it out. So after we draw for turn, Lucas said he's got 5 cards in Lost Zone, Tina in the active, Abyss Seeking. We top deck Rapid Strike Energy. This is a bit of an interesting decision, but because I prize checked, I knew I didn't prize any Rapid Strike Energy. No game do you ever really need all 4 because the Inteleon VMAX is constantly bringing it back to your hand. So even if your Inteleon dies, you still have the energy back in your hand. So you still have those resources. So here we Ultra Balled away the Energy Retrieval and the Rapid Strike Search to get our Octillery.
Rapid Strike Energy.
Sorry.
I know.
And then got the Octillery, played the Research, and drew our 7.
This hand's sick.
Yeah, so off our 7, we drew Inteleon VMAX, 2 Ultra Ball, Battle of Pass, Earthen Vessel, Tower of Waters, and Water Energy. So here, I wasn't really in a rush to bounce the Tower of Waters. This is actually something I was doing a lot in the tournament. When my opponent preemptively pathed, I just let it stick so they couldn't Greninja. And definitely found that affected how well they drew. because I felt like, I don't know, not that all my opponents were playing perfectly, but I felt that they were thinking I was going to just automatically bump the path so I could double gunner. But you don't need to double gunner all in one turn. You only really need 2 turns of gunner a lot of the time to set up a yoga loop. So I just conserved the tower a lot of the time and made them draw worse. So here I just evolved the Intel VMAX Rapid Strike Search for the Rapid Strike energy, attached and hit for 140. Because this matchup's all about setting up the Tina Vs, because the way you lose this matchup is if they can shove a clean Tina V-Star on you and Requiem with it. But you'll see, like, I mean, this game I didn't really get the attached to Urshifu, but a lot of the time I would try and go for like turn 2 or turn 3 Rapid Flow to set up the Tina V-Stars so they could get one shot by a G-Max Spiral afterwards. Because, yeah, like the only way you lose this matchup is they can push a clean Tina V-Star on you and it can live a turn after Requieming. So yeah, that's this turn. So we ended the turn like this, with our hand being Rapid Strike Energy and the ones before, because we just evolved and attacked, did nothing else.
Yep.
So after Lucas's turn here, he established the Tina V-Star. He hit for 280, wasn't quite able to get to 10. He ended the turn with 11 in Lost Zone after Lost Impact. Had a couple Comfeys out, played a Colress, that kind of stuff. You weren't really able to hit a lot of basics or another Tina V, which was kind of unfortunate. But
yeah,
like if Lucas here was able to hit a Tina V, not that this hand could really do it, but you'd really want to consider Rapid Flow if possible. To like, you can leave the Tina V-Star. A lot of the time I would leave a Tina V-Star on 260. And then you can follow up with a Yoga Loop the turn after and take out both the Tina V-Stars in one turn, and then have, even if they're at 3 prize cards and you have a clean board with no damage on it after taking out both the V-Stars, they're pretty well done, because they don't have another turn that they can one-shot you, but then you can just Yoga Loop again, like the following, like 2 turns after that or whatever. The games where I Yoga Looped twice in the game were not close.
Yeah.
Those games they're really lopsided. But yeah, Lucas ended his turn with a 280. We drew a Inteleon VMAX for turn.
So this hand's sick.
Yeah, so our hand now is Intel VMAX 2 Ultra, VIP, Earthen Vessel, Tower, Rapid Strike Energy, Water. So here is when I started double gunning.
Yeah, this hand's so sick because we're just going to be able to go down to like 0 cards in hand and Karina for 6.
Yeah, so, well, no, I had 2 cards in hand still. So this hand, we went evolve the Intel VMAX, Earthen Vessel, away the Battle VIP Pass. We played the Tower of Waters. I did notably attach the Rapid Strike Energy to the benched Inteleon V because spreading the damage around keeps them at 6 prize cards, and denying them knockouts, making them put Sableye down, just makes more low HP targets for double gunners. So yeah, we can go down to here. This turn ended on a hand of... Oh no, this turn didn't end at all. We played our hand down to 2 Ultra Ball, attached Rapid Strike Energy to the bench one, Rapid Strike searched for Karina, and then drew up to 6. And then this hand is after we've taken our 2 prize cards off of the G-Max Spiral. So at the end of the turn, after the Karina for 4, we had Intel VMAX, Urshifu, Spiritomb, Research, 2 Ultra Ball, Energy Retrieval, Rapid Strike Energy, and a Water Energy in hand. And then I kind of scuffed the screenshots a little bit here.
Yeah, 'tis okay. 'Tis okay. I do it too.
Yeah.
Mine were way worse.
So I know this is kind of like a gap, but this screenshot here, Lucas on his turn, I missed his screenshot, was able to flower selecting a couple times and then counter catcher our artillery and spit innocently, ending the turn with 240 damaged Comfey on the bench and a Cramorant, and obviously we were just able to double gunner and then just attach G-Max Spiral for game.
KOing the Cramorant.
Yeah, and then I mean we were still at 1 prize guard after that, but Lucas's board was gone, so
yeah, this deck was not very. It's not this deck. These hands were.
Yeah,
okay.
This isn't like how the Tina matchup's gonna go all the time, but.
That's just how you sequence in the beginning game. That was what we were highlighting here.
Yeah, and then the game was kind of short, so I just kind of want to show you what we did afterwards. But yeah, the highlight, what to take away from this in the Tina matchup is you just need to really set up the Tinas with damage, especially once they've evolved into V-Stars. You know they can't switch card anymore, so you can really just like very frequently I would leave a Tina V-Star at 260, especially if they lost impact and have 1 energy on. I would go I honor them to like 3 cards. Rapid Flow, set up the other one, leave the active one with 1 energy, 260. So they, and on top of needing to move and establish a new Tina V-Star, they also had 1 stuck in the active with 20 HP left with 1 energy on it. So they either had to attach or treat it or find a switch off of 3 cards, which was not always that easy. So yeah, the Tina matchup is really not hard if you're drawing properly and playing well. They can do some things.
Would make it better.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like I played against 5 Tinas and a Lost Box, and like if I prized an Iono, it felt really bad. But anytime I had like the access to 2 Iono a game, it was fine. But like I said before, like being able to play the Iono to put them back to 6 cards after they start a turn with like 10 or 11 because they played Colress, Flower Selectings, Concealed, like their hand just gets big. But being able to Iono 3 times throughout a game would just make it that much better. And I don't think it would be that much of a consistency hit to cut 1 research for it, because drawing 6 versus discard draw 7 is not a huge difference. Definitely matters, but yeah, that's our sequencing segment for the week.
W sequencing.
Yeah, shout out to Mitch McQuinn from Washington State. He requested this last night at the airport, so this is for him. He wants to play Rapid Strike to Portland. So, yeah. Next up for the last bit of the podcast, we also just kind of wanted to take a look at the top 8, the meta share of San Antonio, just to kind of see, because Portland's coming up pretty soon. I know there's the holidays, so there's a bit of a break between, but
Portland's the weekend after the first weekend of January.
Yeah, so it's the 5th to 7th. But yeah, this tournament was a little interesting. Like, we had a Palkia in top 8. We had a couple Snorlaxes. Like, I think one thing I also really noticed about was that... Oh, yeah, I'll close the ad. Was that Gardevoir was kind of not existent. Like, it bubbled top 16, but maybe we'll just go through the top 8 first.
Yeah, let's do this.
Azul, the man himself, was able to take down another regional with the Charizard deck here. I know they've been playing this for a while. Deck's pretty good. Nothing really super crazy about this list. I'm kind of curious.
They don't play Ember Charmander.
They do play Ember.
Or
They
no,
don't play Heat Tackle. I mean, I don't mind that. Like, the Heat Tackle's kind of min-maxing for the Roaring Moon matchup, which you don't really think you'll hit that many Roaring Moon. Maybe one. I hit one in the tournament.
160 HP is fine. Sorry.
Oh, Lucas killed the webcam.
I didn't mean to give it to the webcam.
I don't even know how to fix this.
Wait, it's fine. Okay. Give me the webcam.
I got it.
Oh, what? I didn't know how to do that. What? No.
Oh, Lucas doesn't even know how his own webcam works.
No, I'm able to do it most of the time, but I just couldn't find the thing that made it so that you could extend like a little bar thing.
It's fixed. Okay. We're all good.
Fixed.
Yeah, nothing really crazy about this list. I think the one thing I'm kind of interested in, they're playing 2 Counter Catcher, which I really like. They're playing the Justified Gloves, which we were playing in our list earlier. Really good in Mirror Match. Also maybe a tech for Roaring Moon. But I think the most curious thing here is the stadium split. I do really like Collapse, but I don't think the Artisan really has a place here. Sure, the consistency nice, but playing 1 Lost City, I just don't really think it does anything at all. Like, what is Lost Zoning 1 Pokemon going to do for you? I mean, I guess you could try and, like, say you're going to Iono and KO in the same turn, so they hopefully don't bounce your stadium, but...
Double Lost City is just better in that situation.
I would like to see at least 2 Lost City, 1 Collapsed, if you're going to do that. And then notably playing 7 Energy, 1 Super Rod, which I was also... No, we were playing 2 Super Rod, but I don't mind 7 Energy, 1 Super Rod. I think that's totally enough. That did come up in my game against Caleb because he was playing the 60. Late game, he was unable to attack game 2 because he was out of energies. If he had an 8th, he probably would have been able to... he still would have lost that game, but he was going to be able to attack at least. So maybe that came up, but... yeah, playing the good Charmeleon because they're level balling for it, the 90 HP. They're playing Manaphy Jirachi, playing the Mew. No Tool Jammers.
We're playing both Lumi and Rotom.
Oh yeah, that's totally normal. Everyone plays that. That's not out of the normal. We literally played that in our deck. What are you saying?
Did we?
Yes.
I forgot. My bad.
Lucas does not know our lists.
I forgot, okay? The Justified Gloves is sick. I'm really happy that Justified Gloves is seeing some love. I really like it in the Mirror Match because it's just securing that 1 turn during the game you're going to be able to get a 1-shot and that they can't just play around it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, your plus 30 into Dark Pokemon is going to be good in Mirror. But
well, yeah. But I love that it's actually seeing an inclusion in the lists
totally.
now. You know, it was underrated.
I'm just glad to see no Jammers here. I think Tool Jammer sucks, and Charizard, I would not recommend playing it.
I feel really worried about
Lost Vacuum is just a better tool remover. And they're like playing double Jammer for Urshifu is just not worth.
Yeah.
Next
up,
fair.
I don't know. I think if you're really scared about it, it could be worth. But like, unless it's gonna be like 10% of the meta, then it's not worth. I think.
Yeah. Next up here, we've got Grant Hayes.
Maybe
he's been playing for a long time. I don't think I've really interacted with him, but I've known of him for a while. Lucas hates the ads.
I hate the ads. My bad.
Yeah,
so...
Pretty normal list, playing 4 Path, 1 Pokegear. 4 Path, I would like to personally see 3 Path, 3 Water Energy. I just like playing more energies in Lost Zone decks. I like being able to, be more consistent, have more outs to Rating Greninja, be able to attach Retreat, being able to Moonlight Shuriken a little easier.
Yeah, it makes everything a bit easier. I would like to see cutting the switch for a 3rd switch card.
Yeah, I'd like to see I hate playing Tina with 5 switch cards. I want 6 switch cards in this deck all day. And for me, it would definitely be 4 switch card, 2 rope. Switch card is excellent against other Lost Zone decks. I think if I was playing against Tina that was playing optimally with 4 switch cards with Urshifu, the matchup would be really close.
I will say, if I had switch card on one of the turns against Landen in our sequencing segment game, I wouldn't have died that turn.
Yeah, totally. He would have been, like, the switch card is huge. Just taking you off of 280 from 2 140s, forcing the Urshifu player to, like, bench Alakazam early, which is really bad because then you can counter catch your Roxanne and Sableye stuff.
Yeah, switch carding the Giratina V into the Intel match is so huge.
Yeah, I would want to be playing 4 switch card in my Tina list, if at all possible. Like here, I'm happy. In my list, I think I was playing 2 Roxanne. I don't feel like triple hand disruption is super necessary. Like, yeah, I would probably cut switch Iono for 2 switch cart and then cut a third path for third water if this was my list. I also kind of like having 2 Super Rod, but if you're playing 14 energy, you don't really need 2 Super Rods. But yeah.
Well, I like triple rod.
I like triple rod, but it's not a necessity for sure. You can get away with 2.
Yeah.
Totally. But yeah, this is not a whole lot to talk about, but congrats to Grant.
This is sick. Grant, good
Tina's
player.
a good deck.
Grant's a good player.
Next up, we had Palkia with Joseph Nawal. I've never met this guy. I think I talked to him a little bit. He was really nice. Just playing the Palkia deck that did well in, was it Gdansk? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a couple weeks ago with Palkia, the Ice Rider. Notably playing 2 Ice Rider Calyrex and a Super Rod. So,
this was something we talked about in the airport, me and Landon. We like this double Ice Rider V because it means that you can bench 2 Ice Rider V and then go Super Rod Irida, and then your Miraidon matchup is just so insanely good.
Yeah, because Miraidon getting through Calyrex is really tough.
And then getting through 2 Calyrex is impossible.
they're not winning the game if they're going through 2 Calyrex because they just one-shot everything in your deck, and it is so hard to one-shot in the back. It's almost like an Urshifu, actually. It's actually, pretty well identical to an Urshifu against Miraidon because it's one-shotting them and it's only dying to Raichu. Yeah, I mean, I haven't tested this deck at all, but like,
Suicune V's kind of sick, but like, it's
yeah.
just a
How
quick
often
attacker.
are you hitting Melanie attach switch going second with this deck? Like,
Not too
no,
often, but
I don't
it's
know
just
how.
nice. It's
I guess
just
this
an
weekend's
option.
fine. I'd almost rather just see second Chen Pao or like anything else. I'd also like to see a 1/1 Beeberell line in this deck. Like, what's the Mew EX doing here? If you could just be playing 1/1 Beeb, you're already playing Hisuian. This deck in the past played 1/1 Beeberell, and it was nice. Like, Beeberell was just so good. I don't have much of an opinion in this deck. I would like to experiment with it. Maybe it is quite strong. Obviously, someone made top 4 with it. That is a very strong placement. But I don't have enough of an opinion to speak on this deck yet.
Yes, I don't either. But the deck's sick. Very good player.
We got
Grant Manley.
Grant Manley.
So
I think this is
same
just
60,
the same.
right? Let's just check. Yeah.
Same 60 with as Azul. We don't really need to go over that. Also a good player. Congrats.
Great player, Grant
We
Manley.
got Cal Connor here with Snorlax Control. 2 of these in top 8. The other list from Hale was a little bit different, playing the Pidgeot
We'll be
EX.
talking about that in depth. This is so sick.
Yeah,
That
so this
list is
list,
sick.
I do like cutting down on some Temple of Sinnohs here. I still think Temple of Sinnoh, like, again, you're never beating the Tina matchup. So I don't know why you're checking for it. I still think that even, playing League Headquarters would be better, or playing Beach Court would be better. Playing any other stadium, I'm still a Temple hater in Snorlax. But
League
other than that,
Headquarters
this
is
list is, like,
very
pretty well exactly what we're used to seeing.
Cut and dry, is that what it is?
There's nothing really new here. I think that we've kind of adopted Spiritomb as a kind of a staple moving forward. Kind of helps your Mew matchup. Not really sure what else this helps against because it kind of turns off your V's as well. But it's pretty easy to bounce back to your hand with Penny. It even has Fade Out, but you're not playing Energy, so
You're
it
not
doesn't
playing
matter.
energy. So 60 is cool.
Yeah, nothing really special here.
Anything special?
No, I don't see anything other than the Pokemon League headquarters.
Yeah, League Headquarters is kind of cool. Good stadium, but like, I don't know. It's it's another layer of disruption, so I guess it could help you out in the late game if you're going to go like Iono. But
Okay, we have a Tina list. We got the Avery. I do not mind that. I think, my opponent Xavier that I played twice was playing Avery, and it was quite strong into me. Playing the 2 water as well. 3 path, 1 Pokegear. Super interesting list. I don't think there's really that much different. Playing
I like
3
the
switch
Tomb.
cart.
Tomb.
Yeah. Oh yes, I would totally be playing Tomb and Tina as well. Actually, that I think about it, like your Mew matchup is awful if you're not playing Tomb. It's like free if you're playing Tomb, even in Diffusion, because what you do, you go Path plus Tomb, they don't draw out of it. Especially if late game you go Path Tomb Roxanne, they have 0 outs. They are not drawing out of that. They have to hit Vacuum plus They have to get the energies on their things. You also have the Avery here. So this deck's Mew matchup would be like
Pretty good.
like
Very good.
so good. You'd have to brick incredibly hard to
I
lose
like
to Mew.
the 60s playing 4 cart, 1 rope, 1 switch, but I would
They're
just
playing
switch
3
for
cart.
4, not 3 cart. I meant.
Yeah, actually, maybe I could be down for 5 switch cards if it was 1 rope, 4 switch card. I just would really like to be playing 4 switch card.
Please, cut switch for 4th cart.
I think that 4 switch cart would just your Lost Zone matchups are better. Your Urshifu matchup is better. Like the switch cart comes up when you're like Abyss Seeking as well. It's just like the amount of times you need to move the Tina V-Star. You literally have 4 jet. I don't think it is 4 switch cart is what I would be doing with Tina moving forward. This list other than that is nothing special.
Very good list.
Yeah,
I like the Avery. The Tomb is sick.
I don't know if I'd play Avery
Wait, whoa,
myself.
whoa.
I'm
There's 3 VIP pass.
Oh, that's fine. He went for an S-Ball 3 VIP. That's not that weird.
Okay, sorry.
He just
saw that.
He just flipped the count. Lucas kind of freaked out, but
Okay.
that's interesting. Maybe worth experimenting with. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know. I'd probably just play 4 VIP still because power spikes are cool.
Yeah, true. Sorry, I saw that and I was like, whoa.
Bro was tripping.
Peony
this deck was sick. This was one of my Miraidon opponents. This guy was so chill. He was having so much fun. He was having a blast. He was just slinging peonies. He had all 4 generator and discard turn 2. He was setting up everything.
1/1 Flaffy, so sick.
This was the guy I cheered on to donk me because I saw the peony. I was like, bro, you have to donk me. If you don't donk me with peony, what's going on? And he whiffed, and I was like, bro, come on.
Come on, man.
But yeah, this list is sick. Our friend Ken, shout out to Ken.
W Ken.
We gotta have Ken on the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Was playing this as well. He said he was hitting a lot of turn 1 amp use and turn 1 attacks in general. But yeah, this is just kind of an alternate way to explore Miraidon. I really like seeing Collapsed here, though. I would prefer Collapsed over 3 Beach Court, I think, for sure. Just because the ability to, like, kind of pseudo-heal a Pokemon is huge. Especially into, like, things like Lost Box and maybe, no, Urshifu wouldn't matter because you're just getting one shot. But, seeing some cool stuff here. The Peony is just kind of able to cherry-pick your stuff. 1/1 Flaffy kind of makes me sad with Raichu, but gotta find space somewhere for all these cards. Playing the Tomb, playing Lumi Squawk. Double Mew EX, I think you could get away with 1 Mew EX just fine.
But double Mew EX is like kind of nice.
It's kind of like integral to the Peony thing because the idea is you discard your hand, you get the double generator or the generator switch or the VIP pass, and then you you get the Mew, and then you draw 3 cards. Hopefully you draw out of it.
The VIP pass in this deck helps that though.
Yeah, because you're able to Peony for the VIPs and stuff.
then you VIP for Squawk Mew.
Yeah, totally. It's and yeah, you can Squawk after Peony and stuff. So this deck is really cool. It's like a really turbo Miraidon thing. Like you're just saying, I'm gonna hit my turn 1 attacks. I'm gonna outpace you, and I'm gonna hit with Amp.
And it worked.
Yeah, it worked. We got top 8 here.
I like the 1 DTE in that 60.
Oh yeah, totally.
60s are not playing DTE.
No, DTE is nice. I mean, sure you have to Seal Stone for it sometimes, but you already have access to Seal Stone.
This is one of the decks of the weekend. I think this deck is so sick. Holy wait, this list is so sick. I haven't looked at it as an image yet.
I've seen like similar things to this before in like top 32s, but kind of playing less. It's like less of block lax. It's more of just control style. We got like the 4 energies. We got 3 double turbo on a V-Guard. We're playing a Tempting Trap Mawile. I don't think Minior is real. I don't think you should be teching for Minior. Even if they are playing Minior, it doesn't really do that much into this deck.
But it is kind of nice. It's just another way to
be but you also, like, with Minior, you just have the out of playing Lost City plus Blustery Wind, just killing it with this. Yeah. So I don't think that, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm out of line here, but the Mawile might come up a little bit more than Snorlax. But yeah, like we're seeing just Luxray, you can like Iona them or just discard their important stuff. You have Dunsparce to make your Pidgeot not weak to lightning anymore. Oh, and the Dunsparce turns off Minior too because it stops your Snorlax from getting hit for fighting.
There's a lot of Minior attacks in this deck.
Yeah, I don't know what else the Mawile is for, other than maybe you could do some shenanigans with like Tempting Trap, Penny, Blustery Wind for 190 or something.
Oh yeah.
Maybe there's something like that going on here.
Wait, I know that there's a reason to play Tempting Trap. It's like there's like what is it? Because there's situations where they're able to like. Oh, it might be for boss. It's for boss probably in this deck.
Yeah, that's true. You can't boss around Tempting Trap. Actually, I kind of like that. Now that if you're already playing energies, there's no real downside because you can have the Rotom on the bench. Like a big weakness is they can just boss your Rotom or boss something and then
retreat.
Yeah, and then retreat.
But Tempting Trap gets around that, and you're playing the triple Penny, and you're playing the Pidgeot, so you literally have no way to ever miss any way to get the Mawile back.
Yeah, you always have a free retreater. interesting playing 3 Stormy Mountains here. I guess they just always want to get Rotom V in play.
That's fair, honestly.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Always bumping their stadium, like getting the Path out of play is huge. Like this deck especially would be weak to Path because you have the Pidgeot as well. I know that Path was an issue to shut off Instant Charge and like the straight Snorlax, no Pidgey for instance, but yeah, this deck is pretty cool. I'd like to consider this. Like I almost like this more than straight Snorlax. I think this just has more options and is able to beat people's techs a lot more. But I think this would be a little bit less consistent for sure.
What's the loop here? I think...
Well, you have Silent Yellcheer just fine. Like, what's the problem?
I guess, yeah, but I hate the, I guess you Silent Palpad, Silent Yellcheer, and then you just, like, almost never whiff. But I would just love to see second Silent for safety purposes.
What? Regular Control doesn't play second Silent either.
I know, it used to.
You don't need it.
Sandra Wojcik, okay? Sandra Wojcik played double Silent.
That was a long time ago.
I
I don't think you have to flip, like, so many tails in a row. You have your Silent, you have to flip double tails. Then you play Palpad, you have to flip double tails. You play Palpad, you have to flip double tails. Then you play Team Yellcheer, you have to flip double tails. You have to flip 8 double tails in a row, or 8 tails in a row.
What's the percentage chance of that?
I don't know. I'm not doing the math.
It's insanely low.
I'm not doing the math. It's not worth thinking about. If you're flipping that many tails, you're losing the game. Whatever.
Well, no. Wait. You would need to flip an insane amount if you're playing 2 Palpad, because you go Silent Yellcheer.
Oh, yeah. You have to... Never mind. You have to flip more than that. You go Silent Yellcheer, and then you have, like...
That's 4. Palpad, that's 8.
Yeah,
Palpad,
it's not happening.
That's 12.
We shouldn't even... This is a waste of people's time. This is not happening.
And then Yellcheer, that's 14. You need to flip 14 tails in a row. Yeah, never mind.
Anyways,
Okay, we're
I'm moving to the next deck.
Okay, this deck's sick, though.
Yeah, this
I
is...
like it a lot. It
top
came
8.
10th, too.
Oh, here I am.
Landen Cabler.
No!
Ninth
That's okay.
place, no.
Do we want to look at top 16 too?
I want to look at Liam Halliburton. I want to just mention that Liam Halliburton.
Here, we'll just pull up. I don't know who this Landen Caitlin is, but he's got a cool deck list here. He's playing Urshifu. Must be a good player or something. I don't know.
78 for your memory.
Probably, yeah, pretty bad list. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, low key.
Pretty noob. That guy's probably sucks.
Okay, wait, but Liam Halliburton's not playing V-Guard or Mawile.
Yeah, so this list is a little bit different. They must have not been testing together. I was kind of or maybe they must have been if they're both playing triple Stormy Mountain. Something's up here. But yeah, a little bit of differences. They've cut the V-Guard and the.
They play Turo Scenario and they don't play Cheryl, and they play 2 Rare Candy.
Yeah,
this
so
is
some
very
differences.
different 60.
Not very different. There's still like triple this. There's just like an extra Snorlax here. Just some different counts by the looks of things, but nothing super crazy or different.
I was thinking about the Turo Scenario, but then I'm just like, I think Cheryl's better than Turo Scenario because then we're not having to commit another Rare Candy.
Yeah, and you only play the 2 candies. I mean, you do have infinite candies technically with Silene. I mean,
what if you flip the 16 or 14 tails?
Bro, we gotta stop talking about the tails. Yeah, you do have like infinite, but Cheryl does seem it's a little bit more narrow. This is like kind of half a penny. It gets rid of your tool card, but yeah, I don't think we need to talk about it again. We got Liam Halliburton here, another good player.
Which list do you prefer off of quick glance?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I don't have an opinion, honestly.
Yeah.
Got another Miraidon here. Let's see if
it's
they
the
are
Peony version
they
too.
are Peony. A little bit different, though. Playing triple Miraidon.
No DTE.
1 Mew EX. Yeah, no DTE. 18 energies. Woo! 1 VIP. Lost Vac. 3 Peony. They're playing an Iono in here as well. So this is kind of just like a bit more diversified. Like they've cut a Peony for an Arven. So yeah, I don't mind this. I probably like the more streamlined version more. Like if you're committing to Peony, you should probably just fully commit to Peony, not trying to like make a little bit of a hybrid here. But yeah, 18 energies in your generator deck is pretty sick.
Yeah, honestly, low key. Wait, there's a stadium change. What was the other stadium?
They were playing a collapsed. I do like the collapsed. I think I do like the top 8 list better than this one, but
the 60's sick too. I mean, it's just very turbo. We are not caring about missing electric generators and then having to play DT. We're just like always hitting it apparently.
We got a couple fusion Mews here. I mean, playing the Deoxys.
Deoxys, Ice Cube, Meloetta is so nice.
Yeah,
2
I mean,
Mew VMAX. But you need space.
That's fine, yeah. I mean, it sucks when you prize one, I guess, but you only really are going... yeah, maybe you do. I probably want 3 still. I'd rather probably... I don't know. I don't like Fusion Mew as much as DT, so... Playing a Lost City here, I like that. Playing the box, still playing... I like the double path, or triple vacuum. I like that a lot more than double vacuum, actually. Yeah. Fusion Mew's good. Good deck. Not much else to say. This list is pretty standard. Congrats to Rain. What else is top 16? We got another Mew VMAX with the fusion energies here.
No Deoxys.
Yeah, no Deoxys. This is a bit more streamlined.
Streamlined. 2 judge, 1 Iono.
I like a little bit more hand disruption. I kind of like that you're trying to hybrid the DT a little bit here. I personally really like the consistency of double turbo. Maybe now that people are really starting to play Spiritomb again, maybe this is worth playing. Or like what Lucas played against in top 4 with like just the Fusion Strike energies and like the one Elisa or whatever. But not much else there to talk about. What else we got in top 16?
Shout out to Andrew Gantner.
He's from Washington, right?
He's a Washington local. Very cool dude.
Right.
We have the holy.
We got the super effective glasses here.
This is the 60 that did well in Stuttgart, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
You know how brutal it would be to get Mew EX glasses and have your Octillery and your Urshifu KO'd? That would be brutal. That'd be really brutal.
Mew VMAX glasses just wins Urshi mirror matchup.
Mirror. But yeah, this deck is kind of cool. There's like a lot of stuff happening here. I'm still pretty suspect of playing Lost Zone without Sableye. I mean, sure, Jirachi exists, but just having a 1-up Sableye is so
But
sick.
like, why do we need Sableye when we're just gonna attack with... This is just a 2-price beat stick. Think about this deck. This is literally just... this is just Toolbox, but we're playing Colress as a way to get the gates.
Yeah, I'm so used to Mew or Home Fade just being like a 1-price deck, I guess. So yeah, just kind of seeing like the toolbox, like for listeners.
This is just 2-price toolbox.
Playing like Mew EX, playing Raikou V, playing Iron Hands, playing Galarian Moltres, playing Roaring Moon EX, playing Minior and Tropius, playing 4 different basic energies, and then we're on the 2 super effective glasses in some town stores.
Like this 60 so cool.
So yeah, like you have Mew EX for just restart and genome hacking to like copy stuff. It's good into Tina. Good into Urshifu. Then you got Raikou and your Moltres as your Sealstone target, as well as your lightning attacker into like Urshi again.
Yeah.
What else is
Urshi match is probably not that bad because you go counter catcher, Raikou, boss, Iron Hand. If you want to beat your Urshifu matchup's already so good with the 60.
I don't know. I haven't tested this. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know that.
Well, in theory, this matchup's good.
You got Iron Hands, obviously for Amp. You got Moltres and Roaring Moon for like Gardevoir and Mew. You got Minior to kill other Iron Hands. I remember saying this in the pod a while ago that if your deck met the criteria of needing to kill Iron Hands, you play Minior Glasses plus Arven. But this is not needing Arven, but kind of applies here. And then you got Tropius for Roaring Moon and or Charizard EX, and then just a supporting cast of normal Lost Zone cards. But yeah, this deck is cool. I'd like to maybe experiment. I know Joey Gaffney, another BC player, very strong player, got day 2. I think he didn't have a most fortunate draws in day 2, but made day 2 nonetheless with this kind of deck. So
deck's very strong.
What's?
I will be trying that list because I like Lost Box.
We got another Mew. This looks like
but it's DTE.
With the 1 fusion.
With the 1 fusion energy.
I think that if you're gonna play fusion energy, I would much rather see double with Elisa. I know Brandon, our friend that we were rooming with, he was the one that he was on our podcast last week. He made day 2. He started 8-1, but again had some unfortunate things happen. He got top 128. But he was considering the 1 fusion strike energy. But you're like, what are you gonna seal stone for fusion energy?
Yeah.
No, that's literally, terrible.
Probably. Andrew Hedrick said he was like, okay, wait, no, it's fine.
No, I don't want to pull up people's Twitter right now.
I think he said he was like 2-0 or something in the Tomb. He did well.
Yeah, but if you want to beat Tomb and you're playing fusion energies for that, you should probably play 2 fusion and Elisa, because then you can seal stone for Elisa and get 2 out, and then you have 2 Genesects that can just attack.
And I also like that double fusion energy Elisa allows for like that play into Zard where you go double fusion energy 4 tablet KO.
True, yeah. I guess you can do that. That would be pretty good. Yeah, the extra 20 buff is pretty cool, which you don't normally get in the double turbo. That you don't really realize until you play the fusion energy build that comes up, because then you don't have to like tablet into like a Raikou or a 210, anything with 210 hit points. You just don't have to tablet, so you can save tablets a lot. But yeah, I'd be playing 2 fusion energies if you decided to go that route. I'm still unconvinced that that's correct, but congrats to Mr. Hedrick. And then our last top 16 that we'll talk about is another Rapid Strike.
Woo!
Let's see what the difference is between our list and theirs.
No, 63 Remoraid.
Playing the bad Remoraid, I will forever hate on everybody for playing the bad Remoraid. Even if you're playing a 1-1 split, just play 2 70s. It's better.
Yeah.
It's better.
So the support line's the same except for the Arven?
Yeah, there's Arven. I hate this card. I just hate Arven. That's why I don't want to play Charizard, because I think Arven is just... Ugh. It just makes me feel bad. Like, your hands are so small, and... I mean, it'd be fine here because you can get like Sealstone or whatever. But anytime I was testing this deck with Arven, I would have just rather drawn a Research or like an Iono or a different draw supporter than Arven, because then you can just hit stuff.
Yeah.
And like Sealstoning for Arven's pretty scuffed because you can.
The differences that I'm seeing here is the 2 Devo TM for the nest ball.
I hate that change.
There's the Battle Styles.
Rapid Strike.
Rapid Strike Remraids, 60 HP, and then what are they cutting? What did they cut for Yarvin?
Yarvin?
Rope. They don't play Rope.
Oh yeah, I really like Rope in this deck. Rope was excellent the whole weekend. Being able to have an amount of Gust, because if they know you don't play Rope, they can just force the thing that you need to double gunner into the active, and then you actually just have to attack it, and then it forces you to waste damage in play, which you don't want to do. So having the Rope, even just the one of to have an amount of Gust, like we're not playing boss, but just being able to push something at least is very important.
And it was nice because a couple of times over the weekend I used it for a switch out.
Yeah, you can use a switch like if you don't want to burn a tower, and like a lot of the time they'll just try and boss stall the Alakazam, and only having a supporter to move that is like really rough because like any deck can just boss your Alakazam in by 2 turns. And if they're playing like Gardevoir, so they can Scream Tail the bench, or if they're playing like Sableye, they can Lost Mine the bench and they just get 2 free turns of that, you're in kind of rough shape.
Yeah.
Having the 2 switch cards, I would absolutely not play this deck without 2 switch outs. I think that would be a punt. But no, not to throw shade on this guy's run or anything.
Dang.
But,
this deck it's pretty similar to ours, but there's just a few key changes.
Yeah.
I really like the double nest ball for the 1 Devo TM. I never felt like I wanted 2 Devo TM.
Never, other than literally the once against Charizard, where I had a 40 card deck and top decked the 1 TM Devo when I had to play research that turn. That was the only time that I was like, oh, I want 2 TM Devo. And I just couldn't play the research because I would have lost the game. But yeah, never other than that one specific.
And did you win that game in the end?
I did not, but I was drawing really poorly anyways. It wasn't even the TM Devo problem.
Yeah.
That was the game I didn't double gunner until like turn 4 or 5 or whatever.
Oh, against Caleb?
Yeah. But yeah, that's how I feel about this. Play Escape Rope. I think it's really necessary.
Very strong.
But yeah, that was that. I mean, we can take a quick look at the statistics here. How do we do that?
Just go back one more time.
Oh, I see. Here, I got this.
Yeah. Oh, he can work. Oh, he got there.
All right, and then yeah, just before we go, maybe take a quick statistic, just kind of see what the meta's looking like into Portland.
First, I'm excited to talk about Arceus.
Shouldn't spend too much time here, but yeah, most popular deck in day 2. I don't feel like pulling up the day 1 thing because this is what is important, I think, for the most part. Charizard was the most popular deck. It was also the most popular in day 1. Just a lot of people. Oh, dear. A lot of people playing Charizard. Then we had Tina next. Tina is a very good deck. Tina doesn't really have that many bad matchups. Like, there's not really anything on this list you're scared to see as Tina, maybe except for Inteleon. But even then, that matchup's like pretty close if you're playing it perfectly. Mew Genesect, very consistent deck. Mew's great. Inteleon kind of finally creeping up. Like, people are realizing that this deck is really, really good.
Wait, can we click on that? There was 22 people who played it?
Yeah, there was a lot of them. Like, what were the placements? Like, there's me. I was the highest placing. We got Sky. We got Dylan Gunn.
Ooh,
a couple on top 32.
Sky was the person who took our group photo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then shout out to Sky.
Yeah,
Sky's
shout out to Sky. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of my opponents. We got Riley Hulbert, a good player. Ian Vetz, talked to him. We got quite a few players here on Urshifu, as they should be. Like, it's a very, very good deck. Like, we can talk about it, maybe like do a deep dive on it if we have time at some point. But its matchups are just great. Like, on this list, you beat literally everything except for Snorlax Stall and maybe Roaring Moon. But Roaring Moon is not a great deck, and I beat one anyways. Then we got Gardevoir. I think one of the big stories of this event is that Gardevoir was like not doing well. Like, Gardevoir is really struggling.
Yeah, it's top placements.
Yeah, it had a couple top 32s, top 16s, but like Gardevoir is touted as like the S tier deck. That's the best deck in the format. But we kind of see this all the time, where like Gardevoir will have like a really good event where it has like multiple in top 8, and then it has an event where there's like not even one in top 16 or like barely any in top 32. Because yeah, this deck, like, it loses to Miraidon. It's not great into Urshifu. Charizard, now they're playing Lost Cities, is not great. Like, Tina matchups kind of suspect. Lost Zone matchup might be not the best. I mean, I guess no, because you have Jirachi now. That's not like it used to be. But Snorlax Stall can be kind of sus if you're not playing text for it. There's just like a lot of things that can go wrong as Guardy. And Guardy's like a 50-50 deck at the best anyways. So if you're like working really hard to have at the best 50-50 matchups, like Gardevoir doesn't have anything that's like a great matchup. Like, you're not, like, absolutely destroying anything as Gardevoir.
Sorry, Brayden.
Yeah, sorry, Brayden. I know you watch this, but you got to find a new deck, bro. It's not it right now. Brayden's one of our homies. He's a huge supporter of the Lost Mine podcast. Shout out to Brayden. But he's a hardcore Gardevoir main.
Yeah, we love Brayden here.
But yeah, might be time to find something new. Miraidon, great deck as well, just consistent. Kind of interesting to see it this low. Usually it's a little higher, but Inteleon's starting to push things out. I think one of the big stories of this tournament is that you need to respect Inteleon, otherwise you're going to get clapped by it, because it is very good.
Very good deck.
And then we got a couple Snorlaxes. Snorlax kind of overperformed this event. Roaring Moon, mid deck. What's the highest placing Roaring Moon? 49th. Yeah, okay.
Dang.
Entei Valiant. Don't think this deck is great. How'd this do? I mean, got to top 32, I guess. This is my opinion stands from last week. Entei Valiant is just worse than Inteleon or Urshifu. There is absolutely no reason to play this deck over Intel or Urshifu. I think you're just throwing if you're playing this over Intel.
Yeah. So 3 Palkia. How'd this end up?
Yeah, Palkia was another thing that's like pretty cool. Like, sure, top 128, top 128, but there's a third here. There was only 3 in day 2, and someone got third with it. Like, that's a pretty strong performance. I know in the tournament, like, what did we say? Gdansk. There was only 1 Palkia player. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 1 Palkia player here. We got a top 15 or top 16 here. Yeah, like, for the amount of people playing this, it's performing quite well. Like 2/3. That's kind of funny. It's the same placement, but yeah, maybe keep an eye out for Palkia. Test the matchup. Like, Cologne Greninja is still very strong. Can mess you up if you're not ready for it.
True.
And Arceus is something Lucas wanted to talk about. Our good friend, friend of the podcast. I've never actually talked to Matthew Stratford. Interesting. Nathan's brother. Matthew, if you're listening, we got to chat, bro, because Nathan's a homie, and I'm sure you are too. But they both played the same 60 of Arceus Regigigas. Yeah, interesting. I kind of been talking to Nathan about this. He said that, like, the Gigas V-Star, just having 300 HP is really bulky. It's he said it was more for, like, Roaring Moon, which is interesting, because the Gigas has 240, so they have to Frenzy Gouging it, and they can't hit it with Calamitous. And then you're trading evenly because you can use the Angry Whack, or you can evolve and Giga Impact for 230. But also it's kind of cool because you can go Spoons plus Choice Belt 280 Athena, or a different V-Star, like, somehow if you're playing an Arceus Mirror these days, you got 280 outs here. And then also interestingly playing...
What's the 280 out again?
Gigas does 230.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
260
Choice Belt,
plus
and then Alex
Zamping is 280. Also, you could, like, 260 boss around it, hit something, move the damage. Like, you could preemptively do it if you know they don't play healing. We see the Jirachi here. We got the Squovit Babarel combo.
Avery's sick.
Yeah, actually, Nathan said this card was bad. He threw on stream, apparently. He played Avery and, like, must have discarded a damaged Pokemon or something. I didn't watch the game, but he was talking about how bad Avery was the other day.
Never mind.
And then also he said that the Mew EX plus Squovit combo was really helped him bail out of early things, because you can just get a fresh 3 cards if your hand sucks. I also was chatting with him about maybe making this a Battle VIP Pass deck, because we kind of see how many things we want. We want to get, like, 2 Arc Vs, we want to get a Bibarel, we want to get maybe 2 Bidoofs, we want to get maybe our Zacian if we whiffed an energy, we want to maybe get the Gigas V. Like, there's just a lot of stuff to set up. Maybe consider worth playing some VIP passes in here in lieu of other things. But yeah, cool to see Arceus still performing.
Yeah, Arceus is not dead for sure.
I
was low-key cooking in the airport with this deck. Do you remember what I cooked in the airport with this deck?
No.
Zacian V-Star.
Oh, that was bad.
That was so bad.
But
I was thinking,
that was not cooking.
I was thinking about Zacian V-Star instead of Zacian V-Star and cutting 3 Psychic for 3 metal so that you can cut through Mimikyu.
You literally have Mew. You have Mew EX to cut through Mimikyu. Lucas is not cooking.
I'm not cooking.
Bro's food is cold.
Wait, so Arceus, the top placing Arceus though, wasn't it?
It was top 64. But then we got Lugia. Lugia is not great. I don't feel like clicking on this. And then Chen Pao and Klawf. 3 decks that are pretty poo-poo right now, not gonna lie.
Dang, man.
But yeah, I think moving forward, before we wrap up here, we're getting close to the end, but moving forward, like, Charizard's very good, Tina's very good, Mew's very good, like, all these top, like, 5 or 6 decks here. I think Lost Zone was kind of a big winner of the weekend. Like, Tina did very well, multiple in top 8.
Yeah. Like, what were your winners and losers of this event?
Winner, Inteleon for sure. Tina, I think, needs a bit more respect. Losers, though, Gardevoir is a huge loser. Like, looking at the metagame, I would not be super happy playing Gardevoir to an event right now, because, like, you're working so hard for medium matchups when you could just be playing a different deck that doesn't have to work as hard. And
I think Mew is medium. I think Mew is like in between winners.
Yeah,
and
like
losers.
Mew is kind of like on the cusp of like, are people playing Spiritomb? Is Tina playing Spiritomb? Because that's the one deck that you really lose to if they play Tomb. Are people going to be playing a lot of Charizard? Because that matchup's obviously very tough. Like, the number one deck being Charizard and trying to play Mew into that field is kind of suspect. That's kind of why I fell off the Mew train. I was really hyping Mew for a while. I think Mew is fantastic, but I just would really feel suspect when 23% of day 2 was Charizard.
Wait,
like 1 in 4 of your matchups.
Let's pull up Brandon 60. He had a cool tech to it.
We're running out of time, though.
We are running out of time.
This is our last thing, and then we got to wrap it up. Well, this is our boy Brandon here.
He played Crushing Hammer.
Yeah, Crushing Hammers. That's like an interesting way. He beat a couple Zards. He also lost to a couple. I think he was like even against them. You can like go late game Iono Path plus play a hammer, knock off an energy, and then 2-shot it, hope they whiff, or you can be like a god and flip double hammerheads.
Yeah. Obviously, just hit double hammerheads.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Brandon. Other than that, he was just playing a pretty normal list. I convinced him to not cut forth Vacuum for a Fusion Energy the night before, though, in the hotel room. But yeah, that's San Antonio. We both did pretty well. Yeah.
We were big. BC specifically was big winners.
We were the top. Let's see. We got to go back to this top placing Canadian. Shout out to me. Let's go.
What's the next?
20th.
Labella.
Yeah, Mr. Labella. Love it. We got 4 Canadians in top 32. We got Alan Zhu,
Nice.
Lucas Ing. Let's go. Shout out to the Canadians.
Shout out to the Canadians.
And then Lucas was the highest placing Canadian in seniors. So top 2 Canadians right here in San Antonio. Let's go.
Woohoo.
Broken gamers. But anyways, I think I've got the outro today, unless you have anything else to say, Lucas.
Nah, I don't really got much else to say.
Cool.
Test a few of these decks. See how you like them. Try the 70 HP Remoraids.
They're better.
And yeah.
Please trust. They're better.
They're so much better.
But anyways, you have been listening to the Lost Mine Trading Card Game podcast. It has been me, Landen and Lucas. We will see you next week. Take care. Bye.